defeat against Hibs by leaving out Ian Durrant and Peter Haustra and replacing them with Sandy Robertson and the Soviet international Alexei Mikhailichenko. John Brown is preferred to Oleg Kuznetsov at centre-back, and he'll be partnered there by Scott Nisbet, whose performances this season have been a revelation. He's playing his 16th consecutive match, and that may well be a key factor in his growing confidence. Aberdeen have suffered two significant pre-match blows. Stephen Wright and Hans Hielhaus are absent because of knee injuries, so Paul Mason wears the number 2 jersey vacated by Wright, and Scott Booth and Ian Jess are entrusted with the principal striking duties. So with that enforced reorganisation, there will be even more responsibility on the skipper Jim Bett. The former Rangers player brings vast experience in the Aberdeen midfield. He's played for Scotland 26 times, and this is his 54th consecutive match for the club. Fittingly for the match of the day, the referee in charge is Mr. Brian McGinley from Balfron, a FIFA official who is widely regarded as one of the top officials in the country. A capacity crowd and tremendous atmosphere inside the stadium, although there is not quite the same kind of tension which was prevalent on that historic last match of the season back in May when Rangers won the championship. Nevertheless, a match of crucial importance to both sides. Rangers coming off that Skol Cup defeat against Hibs in midweek. And there's a high challenge by Stuart McCall, going in on Brian Grant. Free kick goes to Aberdeen. Aberdeen too having a difficult time in recent matches. And defeat for either side this afternoon really is unthinkable for their championship prospects. With Jim Bett going back to help out in defence. And the first answer to that question has been provided by the Aberdeen tactical setup as Scott Booth breaks away there from Nisbet. That's brilliant running by Booth. Referee watching very carefully. The Aberdeen fans behind the goal clearly thought that Nisbet was holding Booth off unfairly. Well, that move from Aberdeen certainly will have inspired them with lots of confidence, and the willingness there of Booth to run in defence will also be an influential element in the game. That tactical answer I mentioned has Peter van de Ven wearing number 7, playing it right back in place of Stephen Wright. Paul Mason wearing 2 is playing in a wide position on the right side of the 4-man midfield. Here's Bett, hustled all the way there by Spackman. Bett wins it back with some help from McKimmie. It's a hectic start to the match. This is Connor. Now Booth again, he's been allowed to turn. Tackle from the rear fairly there by McCall. Here's Mikhailichenko. Now Brown. McCall opening the play out for Gary Stevens. And here's a first touch for Sandy Robertson. Robertson and Mikhailichenko in the side to freshen things up a bit. That was the feeling Walter Smith had in view of some substandard performances in his view in recent matches. Here's Bett trying to calm things down. McKimmie using Connor. Here's Tenkat offering width on the left for Aberdeen. Now Jess and Connor. Good play by Jess and Tenkat. Through it goes to Booth, and the cover was provided by David Robertson. That was top-class defending by the former Aberdeen fullback David Robertson. A crucial intervention there as Theo Tenkat set up the chance for Scott Booth. It was great play involving Jess and Tenkat initially, and then this pass with slide rule accuracy through for Booth, trying to control it on the run. Across came Robertson. A great tackle. And Jim Bett with the corner kick. Good handling by Gorham. First piece of serious action for the Rangers goalkeeper. Always manages to look so calm. Mikhailichenko now. Tackled well by Mason. Very alert play by Paul Mason. There's Theo Tenkat. That's aimed for Booth. It's a fine pass. And Booth took his eye off the ball. He's beaten by his former teammate David Robertson. There's Mikhailichenko again. McCall opening the play out. Has good vision, Stuart McCall. Here's Robertson. Using Spackman's shot. Here's Mikhailichenko. Gary Stevens has space on the right. This is promising for Rangers. Kimmy's header. Van de Ven finds Grant. Mason. Here's Jess. That's good running away from Spackman. He has Booth on the left. He may go himself though. Here's Ian Jess still in possession. The shot was blocked by Robertson. Mason. Just too high there for Jess. Back with Bet. And the clearance from Spackman goes wide. Andy Gorham prevents a corner kick. Well, some fine, urgent attacking there again from Aberdeen. Getting so much from their young strikers, Ian Jess and Scott Booth. Here's Haitley. Taken late by Irvin, but the advantage will apply as McCall and Mikhailichenko release Robertson on the left. It was excellent refereeing. The long cross aimed for Johnston is up there with Connor, but that should be taken comfortably by Snelders. Well, that was very good refereeing, that, which gave Rangers the opportunity to break so quickly. And now it's Aberdeen's turn. There's Tenkat. That's beyond Brown for Jess. And a brilliant save from Andy Gorham. Now Jess tried very hard to steer that accurately beyond the keeper. His positioning was excellent though. But this is a fine sweeping pass from Theo Tenkat. He looks up, he spots Ian Jess. Plays that beyond John Brown. The control was instant. He played that towards the far corner. There's Sandy Robertson looking for Mikhailichenko. Who won it cleanly enough. Bet uses Connor. Across comes Spackman. Well, Spackman really is trying to lead this Rangers cause by example. The referee now is going to have a word with Brian Irvin. Now this is a direct result of the tackle just a moment ago on Mark Haitley, for which a free kick was not given. It really was top-class refereeing. Irvin went in late on Haitley, committed what was a clear foul, but in the meantime Rangers went forward in a very good, promising attack, and the referee allowed the play to flow. And now he's taking appropriate action on the first occasion when the ball has gone dead. So the yellow card for Irvin. There's Nisbet. Haitley's headed across goal. There's Mikhailichenko. He was challenged all the way by Mason. Mason's intrusion there was vital for Aberdeen. Otherwise Mikhailichenko would have had a clear shot at goal. Kimmy looking for Booth. Well, the defenders really are at something of a disadvantage when the ball is in the air, because a very capricious wind makes things treacherous. Errors could result from that. There's McKimmie getting up well. There's Spackman. Stevens. Robertson going straight into Bet, who was very determined. Tenkat finds Mason. Good play, showing the understanding in the Aberdeen ranks. He knew Van de Ven would be there. That's good play also. Jess over carrying the ball, running into Robertson. Here's Mikhailichenko. The chance is on for Haitley. That's brilliantly saved by Snelders. Well, that was incredible. The long through ball catching out both Brian Irvin and Stuart McKimmie. But if there's a better save in this match, I'll be astonished. Theo Snelders bringing off a miraculous stop there from Haitley. Mark Hayes is in some trouble too, because he appeared to land awkwardly on that shoulder, which has caused him problems earlier in the season. Sandy Robertson's header goes into that no man's land outside the penalty area. It's won quickly by Jess. There's Jim Bett. Now Jess once again. Grant. Van de Ven, typical Aberdeen patience, this in the build-up. There's Scott Booth. Got in behind Nisbet. And Andy Gordon made that look very easy indeed. The restless energy of Booth causing problems once again for the Rangers defence. Good tackle that time by Irvin on Haitley, and the turn made by Booth. He was being held there by Scott Nisbet. Free kick it is to Aberdeen, and the referee is being spoken to by Aberdeen players who clearly think that was a professional foul by Scott Nisbet. And Theo Tenkat is the player who's going to be booked for his vehement protests to the referee about the challenge made by Nisbet. Well, Nisbet certainly appeared to catch Scott Booth's jersey as the striker went away from him. And I wonder if Nisbet too may be in some trouble. It was a deliberate foul. It certainly appeared to be something which the referee may be concerned about. Here was the turn made, and there's the jersey pulling. Down goes Booth. Well, Scott Nisbet, I reckon, is fortunate not to be shown a yellow card also. It's Connor. Now Bett. Looking for Irvin. Haitley's back defending. David Robertson is also there. Haitley lofts that long ball downfield. Kimmy to Van de Ven. He's away from Mikhailichenko, who really hasn't settled to the pace of this match at all yet. There's Brian Grant. And that deflection caused no problems for Andy Gorham. Good powerful midfield play again from Grant. The offside flag up on the near side against Maurice Johnston. Connor back to the position where he started his senior career with Ayr United at left back. Here's Grant going on to that header from Brown, holding off McCall. Good running by Mason, caught by McCall, and he's going to be booked. Well, McCall instantly apologising for the tackle, suggesting that's his first foul, and referee McGinley remains unimpressed. The yellow card held aloft for the Rangers midfield player. Van de Ven's free kick. Haitley back defending. This is Bett. Ian Jess getting up well inside the area. There's Irvin also. Stevens getting a call from Gorham. So just about a minute of the first half left. It's been very evenly contested. Save of the first half coming from Theo Snelders. On the other hand, David Robertson also bringing off a miraculous late challenge on Scott Booth to prevent what may well have been an Aberdeen goal. Tenkat to Grant. It's well gathered by Booth under pressure. Still wants to take on defenders. Good play by Rangers from defence. Nisbet, Stevens and Sandy Robertson. Now Brown. There's Mikhailichenko. Robertson. Mikhailichenko looking up, assessing the options. Picking out Spackman inside. This is David Robertson. Now it's aimed for Haitley. Mikhailichenko back to Sandy Robertson. Well, a very difficult snap chance at the edge of the area there, with Theo Tenkat putting pressure on the youngster. So the ball didn't quite come properly for Sandy Robertson's volley. So the short goal kick taken by Snelders to Connor. And the whistle brings to an end an excellent first half of football, which reflects extremely well on the Scottish game. Two top-class sides, but it was Theo Snelders that produced that miraculous save to deny Mark Hateley midway through the first half after he escaped the clutches of Irvine and McKimmie. That was outstanding. Aberdeen 2 though, a major threat in attack. It's very evenly poised. Rangers 0, Aberdeen 0. Neither manager has made any change for the second half. There were doubts about the fitness of Mark Hateley towards half-time with that shoulder injury, and while John Spencer has been doing a lot of warming up during the interval, it's Hateley who's taken his usual place up front. Aberdeen have made no alterations, although that would have been a surprise had they made any change to a setup which has worked very effectively for them in the first half. They played some excellent football through midfield and appeared to have a lot of options coming from that area of the field. Here's Mikhailichenko for Rangers. The run made by David Robertson has given him space to go inside. There's Robertson again, and the clearance came from McKimmie, but that was outstanding full-back play by David Robertson. Excellent pass played through there by Mikhailichenko. Robertson in there ahead of Van de Ven. Robertson's corner kick, and the whistle has gone for a bit of activity inside the 6-yard box. It looks as though McCall was penalised for leaning into Theo Snelders. So here's Jim Bett. Pressurised all the way by McCall. This is Van de Ven. Mason collects. It was Jess who was offside. A throw has been given, rather than the free kick, which the linesman was indicating. Johnston getting in ahead of Irvine. It's a good recovery by the centre half. In trouble again, needing help from Van de Ven. And the referee's given a free kick against Brian Irvine, but his attention's on Johnston. Mikhailichenko to take this, lots of movement inside the area. There's Nisbet. Well, all the movement provided space for Nisbet there to have that header without being able to test Theo Snelders seriously. Maurice Johnston cuts off the pass back. Confident play by Connor. Here's Van de Ven. Jess collecting it well. Shooting chance perhaps presenting itself. Brown realised that, stood up to the shot. Ian Jess hasn't quite got his touch right in front of goal this afternoon. Well, that's great, elusive running though by Jess. Looking up now to pick out the cross. There's Booth. Now the youngsters combine once again. Applause there from Scott Booth for his striking partner, Ian Jess. It was richly deserved. Great piece of wing play initially by Ian Jess to set up the chance. He went outside his defender, made his way to the byline, looked for Scott Booth in the middle, and the header goes over the top. So the deadlock remains. It's very difficult for either side to build up creative moves now. So much respect being shown by one to the other, but here's Sandy Robertson. Mikhailichenko calling for the ball on the left. And Sandy Robertson trying a very ambitious pass in the end, looking for Maurice Johnston on the run at the edge of the box. Bett uses Connor. Tenkat is deep. Nisbet trying to judge the flight of that. He heads it down only as far as Booth. Well, Booth always has only one thought in his mind when he sees the ball anywhere near the opposing penalty box. He wants to have a try for goal. He did on that occasion without testing the keeper. The header away from Nisbet was the problem for Rangers. Set up Scott Booth, faced there by Brown, pulling the shot wide. Connor forward. There's Nisbet's header. Bett down to Tenkat. That's again aimed for both. He helps it on for Mason. This is promising for Aberdeen. Back it comes to Brian Grant. The tackle came from McCall. Here's Tenkat. And it was touched away there. Mason collects. Still there's no way through. A very hopeful appeal there by Mason. And the ball was thumped against the chest of Scott Nisbet. So Aberdeen building up so much momentum there in front of goal. The ball coming across and going through to Tenkat, whose ball inside was stopped there by Booth. But then Paul Mason's shot ricochets off the chest of Nisbet, and Rangers living dangerously. There's Van de Ven. Turning into Spackman, strong enough to withstand that challenge. Well, Spackman clearly doesn't think there was a lot in that, but Peter Van de Ven is still on the ground, clutching his right ankle. He did appear to be tripped. That was the referee's view. Some very strong play between these two. Well, there was a tackle. That appeared to be a clear foul. Well, off goes Peter Van de Ven, who's played extremely well so far for Aberdeen. That's a major blow. So a replacement coming on now for Aberdeen, and it's a very talented youngster, Graham Watson, whose career was interrupted by a broken leg. Lost most of last season. Played some reserve matches now. One of the conveyor belt protégés at Pittodrie. Watson doing well in the air. Sandy Robertson forcing it forward. Good play by Robertson. Certainly happy in a central role. You always feel, Sandy Robertson. Collin getting two chances to clear that. The Rangers fans not at all happy about the fact that no challenge was made on the Aberdeen defender. Walter Smith has returned again to the dugout. And the result is a change to be made by Rangers. The one anticipated since half-time. Mark Hateley going off. The hero of the championship decider in May with his 2 goals. He goes off with that shoulder injury clearly causing him problems. The replacement is John Spencer. Always welcomed by the Rangers supporters. Rangers in possession with Sandy Robertson. Again taking too long in possession, allowing Bet to tackle. Stevens. Mikhailichenko's drifted inside. Well, that's good play by Mikhailichenko. Spencer trying to turn, and Graham Robertson brought up an excellent tackle inside the penalty box before being tripped by Spencer. Well, Watson taking up excellent position to face up to Spencer. Spencer's frustration brought out with that trip on the Aberdeen defender. Inside the closing 20 minutes now, and the clear impression grows that one flash of inspiration could settle this. McKimmie getting there despite the attentions of Spencer. McKimmie looking at the referee, wondering why the whistle didn't go. Irvin did well, stepping in ahead of Johnston. There's Tenkat. An awkward one for Brown. He's pressurised by Jess. Brown has handled himself very well this afternoon under severe pressure. Grant did well. There's Tenkat. Booth going to the left. Checking inside Nisbet. That's for Tenkat. Here a chance now for Jess. Aberdeen take the lead. The flash of inspiration has been provided. And it's Ian Jess who puts Aberdeen in front to the delight of those travelling supporters. It's only a second goal of the season, created by Tenkat, then by Booth. Look at the ball inside, you're taken on the stride by Tenkat, who opened up the defence, set up Jess, who was cool, he was patient, and he left Andy Gorham without a chance. So Ian Jess, who has had a lead time of it in the second half so far, pops up with that fine finish, and Rangers have made a change again. Alexei Mikhailichenko has been withdrawn. And Peter Houstra is on, wearing number 14. David Robertson going for this. Graham Watson putting him under pressure. There's Johnston teeing it up for Spencer. And Timo Irvin. And it's still, it will not run for Rangers in front of goal. Johnston's final effort blocked by Robert Connor. He cannot believe that. He was convinced he had scored. Irvin also a hero defensively for Aberdeen, stopping the initial shot from Spencer. So there's the corner from Houstra. Nisbury's in the box. There's Jim Bett thumping that out. Here's Gary Stevens now, forced to play it back to Andy Gorham. But what incredible action that was in front of goal. You see, as Spencer had that chance, he lashed out and Brian Irvin came across to deflect it, but it was Johnston who had the great chance, and Connor somehow managed to get in the way of the volley from the Rangers striker. Aberdeen notoriously difficult to come back against when they're in front. Spackman, there's Jess to Tenkat, into the middle it goes to Booth, and that's good goalkeeping by Gorham, but Rangers were opened up again by Aberdeen from midfield after a bit of slackness from Spackman, and there was the chance set up here by Tenkat. Through the gap it came for Scott Booth. Gorham spreading himself for the save. Oh, Van der Ark has the boots checked. And indeed it's going to be Ian Jess, I think, who'll come off, the goal scorer. And he's just recovered from injury. So a handshake there for Willem van der Ark, who replaces the goal-scoring Ian Jess. Rounded well against the tall Van der Ark. There's Spackman, now Brown. Robertson at advanced position again. That's for Houstra. Across goes Irvin. He's been drawn out of the middle though for this. Connor gets to the ball. The pressure mounting on the Aberdeen defence towards the end with just under 5 minutes left. Bit of injury time right enough, but time certainly the enemy for Rangers. Here's Sandy Robertson. That's for Stevens. Tenkat did well. And John Spencer racing in there between Connor and Snellers. He wasn't spotted by either. Here's a good ball from Booth to Van der Ark. Back it goes to Booth. He could take this for a run himself. Facing Spackman. Playing it wide for Van der Ark. Aberdeen want to keep the play at this end of the field. That's good play by Van der Ark. Back it goes to Grant. This should tie it up. That was brilliant. Sheer brilliance from Aberdeen, and surely now the match is beyond Rangers. Well, the delight in the faces of these players tells the story. Van der Ark showing amazing skill, then strength there to play it back to Grant. It took some time to set himself to drill the ball beyond Andy Gorham. And once again, Scott Booth played a vital part in the goal, which Brian Grant provided, his 4th of the season. It's terrific play from Aberdeen. Well, that tells the whole story of the match so far. Aberdeen leading by 2 goals to 0. And they certainly have won this battle fair and square. There's Van der Ark helping that on. And it's turned back by Spackman to Gorham. Johnston going up early, but Irvin had that well under control. Here's Bett, easing himself away from Sandy Robertson, playing that up the line for Van der Ark. The ball had bent out of play. So the throw in there, Robertson brings the match to an end. A lot of booing from the Rangers supporters, drowning the cheering of the Aberdeen supporters. Brian Grant was the player who settled it all just before the end with a second goal for Aberdeen after Ian Jess had scored the opener in 74 minutes. They were both excellent goals, well worthy of the applause coming on these Aberdeen supporters. It was a performance overall of outstanding quality from Aberdeen. They won the match deservedly in the end. And it's Leo Steldas who pulled off that great save in the first half, who contributed his part at that stage. But for Aberdeen, they're right back on the rails, and it's a major setback to Rangers. At full time, Rangers 0, Aberdeen 2.